2020, the theme was educating for innovation, nurturing for the society. And as you see, if they are going to nurture for the society, the reason why they have to keep redesigning the way we look at education and the way education strategies are delivered and looked at. And that's the context and the themes for the redesigning pedagogy. And now slide 6 is the context for vocational education in Africa. It is normally seen to be in a negative light. They don't look at vocational education as something that they should go for. So most people prefer the academic education. And as you notice, as Lawana says, they see the quality of the institutions as being weak. Their promises are not being fulfilled, so they leave, they vote with their feet. And another said, most parents do not encourage their children to go and take these courses because they think that vocational education is not good. Bear in mind that this is the context that the setting for the research that was done. This is the environment where people look at vocational education as being less than academic education. So when students get to that point, at this point, they often have a choice to make. But in the African context, they're thinking of, as you see there, they're thinking, should I take the academic route or should I take the vocational route? But it has never been an easy choice for them, because although some students want to go one way, their parents, as we saw in the previous slides, would like them to go the other way. So that added to the context, this was the question that we designed to decide how students look at success. What does success really mean to them? Are they looking at success from the conventional way in a new way, or are they changing the way they look at success? What we noted that these were some of the words that we were looking for when we interviewed the students: action, purpose, persistence, discipline, attitude, focus, and vision. We were hoping to see if that would come through, because what motivated this study from the themes of the conference, these are what came through. So we also wanted to see whether or not these came through from the students whom we interviewed. We had 150 students that we sent, well, young adults that we sent questionnaires to. And from the 150, we got 90 back. And the next slides give you the themes of the 90 the themes from the 90 students. So we had community spirit, money and finance, self-control, belief, taking risks, goals and setting, discipline, sustainability, and care for others. Those were the themes that we collected from the 90. We took their responses and categorized them under these themes. And this is how they responded. At a glance, you would notice that goal setting and achievement got the highest number of participants. I think we had 94%. That was followed by money and finance, by independence. That was followed by money and finance, and then empowerment. So just for this presentation, we picked those themes that were most popular. And these are the most popular themes. This is how they see success within money, finance, goal setting and achievement, independence and empowerment. Now, we put goal setting and achievement together because the respondents who spoke about goal setting, they twin it with independence. But you would notice from the graph that independence too was a big topic for them. But because in their responses, the twin goal setting and achievement, in the analysis, we also twin them together. So these are some of the responses that came in. Success is setting goals and achieving. Every goal comes from a timeline. Success is when you produce your desired goal for work and task. Success simply means reaching the goals that you have. And when you've made it in life, this means working towards your goal with strong objective and trajectories. So if you notice, that is why goal setting was so popular. And these are some of what the participants had to say about goal setting. Everyone realized there was a need to have a goal in order to move forward. When it comes to money and finance, the majority of the respondents thought it's not all about money. But they recognized that there was a need, as participants have said, they recognized the need for financial freedom. And we want to, what we did, we compared those to 4 types of trajectories that was done in a previous study. Consistently independent, quickly independent, gradually independent, and consistently supported. This is not our study, but we compared the results to these. And what we would like happen is to continue putting the respondents, the answers against these types of trajectories and see whether or not it fits into this context, like these researchers have found. Empowerment was the other one. Success means being empowered and being able to empower others. Success is a continuous cycle, enriching other people's life. And participant L, I have to be successful because there are a lot of people who depend on it. And it mainly to change lives and to build a legacy for the future and future of others. So those were the 3 or 4 themes that we pick out that we thought would be mentioned in this presentation because they were more popular. But notice we started by speaking about education and teachers changing the way they look at their pedagogy to see if they would move forward. But what was interesting about the results here, none of the participants, as we see in the next slide, spoke of academic achievement. None of them spoke of being a failure. None of them spoke of the need to have a degree. None of them spoke of the need to be certified or even qualifications. This was rather surprising because remember that this is the second slide we were showing that here they are in an environment where academic achievement is it. The whole environment focused on academic achievement. And here these students were not focusing on that at all. This we think was a big surprise that they didn't focus on it. So perhaps as the research unfolds, we will see if and when they would bring it into the conversation because that's the environment that they grew up in. So what we noticed though, that for personal growth, we saw the comments they gave for on goals and achievement, and they wanted to move forward. And these were the areas that they looked at in taking them forward. They know they had to plan. They know they had to have some sort of training. They know they had to be creative. And in so doing, they would develop their personal goals. And from the responses that we have seen, we noticed that this was a big trend. Local goals and national development. When we started this study, Vision 2020 was still a hope, but Vision 2020 did not realize its goal. And recently, they have extended, well, I look at it as an extension of Vision 2020, Nigeria's medium-term national development plan. That is up to 2025. So they're hoping that they can share in the community and national development. So along with developing their personal skills and their personal development and their overall growth, they're looking also at helping out in the medium and long-term goals that Nigeria has planned. So that is why we set it in personal goals, we set it in local goals and national development. And that is how most of the students are looking at success, which I think it's a good way to go. And it's like I said, it was surprising that they didn't mention anything at all about academic qualification. This is a cartoon I took from Financial Times. I knew I was successful when I stopped worrying about money and money started to worry about me. If you can recall, one of the respondents said, it's not all about money. So I thought that this was rather fitting to end the presentation and see how best we can now look at the other responses and how we can tailor them in a way to make recommendations to educators as how they can structure the curriculum, how they can look at pedagogy in a way that will help students to develop personal goals and personal development so that they can better help their local community and their nation at large. Thanks, and if you have any suggestions or comments, we welcome them. I would like to say something about the condition of achievement, how success is generally seen in terms of vocational and academic vocation.
Yeah.
To say good morning to everybody. I want to say the perception of students matters a lot in defining how they see their success. Because in Africa and in Nigeria, we place so much emphasis on academic qualification. So many students think the best route to go through is the academic route, not the vocational route. When even glaring to them, they see the talents they have to succeed and to make it huge in life. So this perception, if we are going to work on the perception of the students, I think we'll see so many students taking the vocational route. I want to say from the findings, we found out that so many students are not thinking of the academic qualification, but how they'll be outstanding in their various communities. And success has to do with an individual perception. For so many of them, they have influence from their backgrounds, from their families. They have seen cousins, they have seen their elder ones become academics and they have made it. So to them thinking, why should I not follow in their footsteps? Will I be successful if I go through the vocational route? But I think maybe if a lot of mobilization is done, advocacy is done, to tell them that no matter the route you follow, you can be successful if only you are diligent, you are hardworking, and you are ready to read your book. I also want to add that our perception about vocational education has to change. In as much has to be done on vocational education for now because of instrument facilities, training and retraining of the personnel and teachers. But I think that there are so many students out there who can be great success, great innovators, great employers of labor if vocational education is given its due in its pride of place in education in Nigeria. saying is that if you compare those in vocational education to those in the normal academic education, you can see that those in the normal academic education are more than those in vocational. What I'm saying is the perception between the two learning citadels that is making the number of those in vocational not that big. For instance, most students feel that those going through the academic line will be more successful and will have more money, so that even if they are talented, even if they are gifted to be in the vocational line, they want to go to the academic line. But if this perception is dealt with and with time, advocacy and campaigns, and we hammer it on them that follow your talent, follow what you think will make you excel, we will see most of them coming out to go to the vocational line and making it in life. Another thing that is hammering their perfection is the family values. You know, from families, except you are a graduate, nobody sees you as being successful. But if we can tell them that you can be successful without being an academic, you can be successful even if you are in the vocational line and you are successful in what you are doing, I think the perception will change and we'll see the enrollment in our vocational schools increase. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you.